If you're here checking things out, you heard about this program where we need help, and there's good things happening in our economy if you look for the right things in certain sectors. We're here to share some of that good news. We do need some help. We hope you learn a little bit, and we're going to just try to give you a good introduction to what's going on and some of the tools that we're working with to get out there and be part of the stimulating parts of the economy that need the help, and how we can be a good community player in what we're doing.
Mike and I were newlyweds when I saw this business. We were celebrating our 1-year anniversary. The previous 12 months to that, I had gotten laid off from 2 corporate jobs right out of college. And I was very frustrated. Right sized, downsized, upside down, whatever. But I was struggling trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was very empty on the inside in my work life. I felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything. And I was trying to figure out if I needed to go back to school, get more education, or what. My husband, Mike, was an electrical engineer, loved what he did. Just capped out where he could go income-wise. So frustrated with that. And we were living in a fixer-upper. We're not living there anymore, clearly. But we were struggling trying to figure out, we didn't have kids at the time, but financially we just didn't feel like we were in a spot to be able to have kids and then be able to afford our own home and make our own mark out there. So, kind of like how some people here, you've been invited by somebody you knew, or maybe you responded to an ad, or maybe you met somebody somehow, but you got on here or you joined with us somehow, some way. For me, it was somebody I knew. I worked with them. And thank God he asked me that question, because I said yes. I was like, yeah, I want to make some money. He said, we're going to go to see this insurance business. And I said, okay, cool. And he said, we're going to drive 9 hours to go and see it. And I was like, okay, cool. And I talked to my husband, Mike. I went home and I said, Mike, I'm going to check out this insurance business. And what did you say?
I said, no, you go right ahead. You jump in.
He's like, no. He said, I got very excited about what I saw. I saw an opportunity to do something. I saw an opportunity to make money and be able to help people. We turned around that same night, drove back, and I got my life insurance license. I got it very quickly. And don't worry, we'll teach you how to get your life insurance license if you're not already licensed. We'll help you with that. And I started helping families out and made my first paycheck, $283. I was like, Mike, they paid me. They paid me.
That's good.
We're going to be rich.
Yeah.
And he thought I was crazy.
So, I saw her come back. Next week, she had another paycheck, $300 some. A week later, another paycheck. And I'm sitting here thinking, hold on a second. She might have sold 1 or 2 policies to friends and family, but she was having more paychecks come in. And I was like, but they're coming in from people that she sold beyond friends and family. I was like, who are you selling to? And so when I realized that she was helping people out that had sent these responses and they were asking for help, I was like, hold on a second. I could do that too. So I jumped in and got my license. I got into class right away after that 3rd week. I was like, I could do that too. It finally clicked that this wasn't based on me having to market to a bunch of friends and family or walking up and down the street to do this. It was something where I could work and build something on a system of responses. Like, that makes sense. And I found I was bringing in $300, $500, $800 in a week. And one week I brought in, well, between the two of us, it was $1,300 in 1 week. We're like, hey, wait a second, this is real money. And this is on the side. And after we started doing the math, it's like, okay, hang on a second. What if we went full time? What would that look like? So we quickly, about 3 months later, went full time and have gone on to build a business that's really give us a lot of options and flexibility.
Yeah.
And more importantly, in a time like this, it's given us some kind of stability. Like, we're not freaking out about losing everything we've got. We've still got a market. We've still got an income. And as somebody told me once, this business is depression proof, it's recession proof, it's succession proof. I mean, you name it, and we can tolerate a lot of things. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about that, about why we still feel very empowered. And is there scary things happen? Yeah, there's scary things happening, but we're not scared.
Yeah.
I think that's important. We're still moving.
I think the interesting thing, a lot of times people think a commission position or an insurance position, oh, it's not stable income. And I'm like, yes, it is. For people that follow the system and work it, and we're going to explain what to do here. But if you follow it and work it like Andy has it laid out, it is a very stable and growing income for people that do that. And quite frankly, I feel very stable with everything going on in the world today. I feel very stable with our income coming in and continuing to grow. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to share that with you. So.
Right, exactly. We're a marketing company, and we're out there helping families with different financial needs. We're working with major billion-dollar insurance companies like Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, Foresters, AIG. These companies, they're paying out claims quickly when there's a death or other need. These companies are accepting applications still and approving people, and these companies pay you commissions to help get families enrolled in their programs. We put you in a position to go out and create a part-time income if that's what you're looking for. If you just said, hey, right now I've lost hours, or I'm concerned, I need a secondary income, great. We can help you with that. You might be thinking, Mike, I've lost everything. I've lost my job, or I don't know how my job is going to respond with this economy, and I need something I can start from scratch and get building on. Guess what? We've got people that will run out there full-time and do some big things and earn $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year by serving families and helping them get enrolled in the programs that we're working with. And yes, I did say $300,000, $350,000, $400,000. Some of our top-end agents are earning even right now. Then we've got folks who have gone on to build a business. They said, hey, I like what we're doing. I like teaching agents, I like training agents. I'd like to build a sales team or a sales organization. And there's other levels of compensation that we call override income that are passive in nature. And there's really three big things we bring to the table to help you do that. One is a system of these big insurance companies, like we mentioned. They're out there, they're coming up with the products. We then have a system of leads or responses, and we'll get into that in more detail here. We'll show you some of what we're talking about, where people are saying, yes, I need your help. Can you please get me information and get me enrolled in your program? And then there's a system of training, support, camaraderie that's there to help you learn this craft, right? There's a lot to learn. I won't tell you it's absolutely easy. There's work involved. You're going to have to learn some stuff. You're going to make some mistakes. I promise that. Okay. If you say, what's the catch? That's one of the catches. There's work. Yeah. And you're going to have to learn stuff. So let's not kid each other, right? There's work involved. So, but there is a system and a source of learning to help you figure it out and help you. So those are a few big, massive things. Now, as we get rolling, we talk about the market. What is this market that we're in? And the first thing I can tell you is the market we've got it's massive, and it's gotten bigger since we first started. We talked about mortgage protection because there's about 90 million homeowners in the United States, and about 80% of them have a mortgage. And of those people, about 60% don't own individual life insurance, which you think about that, that's a big number. And so these people, if they lose their jobs, guess what? A lot of people they've lost their life insurance. We help them out with individual policies that don't get canceled with their jobs. So if they die or have a heart attack or stroke, their family's got money to pay their mortgage, cover their mortgage payments, keep the family in the house. Here's another big market for us. A lot of these seniors that have now lost their jobs, right, because they retired. I said lost, but they've retired. They left their job. They're now in a position like, well, I don't have no more of that life insurance in my job. And they're thinking, but wait, I know it costs money to have a funeral or a cremation. Cremation, we've had parents go through cremation, about $6,000. A funeral with burial and everything else, so you're looking at probably like 9, 10, 12, or if you got a marching band and you do it Noelles style, you got 15, 20,000, right? Yeah. But it costs money to take care of that. And guess what? A lot of these people have not set aside that money. All right, so another big market for us is retirement protection. Along with this crisis, guess what? A lot of people have money in mutual funds through their IRAs, through their 401ks, and guess what? They've seen their money go down. Yeah. And here's the beautiful thing from our perspective, the clients that we've helped prior to this crisis through retirement protection programs, not a single one of our clients has lost a dime. We've got other markets we're working in. The senior healthcare market is another big piece. These same seniors, guess what? They're signing up for Medicare at age 65, but Medicare sadly doesn't cover everything. It doesn't take care of all their needs. And what's happening with healthcare costs? continue to go up. So these seniors are needing to enroll in products like Medicare supplements and Medicare Advantage and hospital indemnity programs. We work with all three. And so you have the ability, as we build a relationship and helping somebody out with their final expense protection, and they learn to trust you, we now can help them out in other ways that's extremely meaningful and important to them. And that's where we need your help. So if you're a passionate and compassionate and empathetic person, and you have a desire to truly help people and do the right thing, we need your help in this crusade right now.
Absolutely.
So that's a big part of the market. Now, here's another big thing. With a market this big, it takes insurance companies with a lot of capital that can handle it. And that's where we're partnered up with companies like a Mutual of Omaha. Company's been around for 110 years. Here's another big name, Foresters. Some of you, if you're new to the business, you're new to this broadcast, you're like, who's Foresters? Very quiet company. Been around for 147 years. Multinational company serving families in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom. And we started doing business with them in late in 2005. Within 3 months, we've become their #1 distribution channel, and we've been their #1 distribution partner every year for the last 15 years. And so it's a partnership like that with Foresters where our leaders know their leaders. And to say that, there's never a problem in business, that would be a lie, right? There's always problems. But the beautiful thing is, when there is a problem, we've got a chance to get a hold of somebody that can help us solve it pretty quickly and efficiently.
That's your Ron Burgundy t-shirt.
That's right. As Ron Burgundy says, I'm no big deal, but the government says I'm essential. And that's been put in writing despite the clampdowns, shelter-in-place orders. We've been asked to be helping out to make sure people are protected, to make sure claims are delivered, to make sure people's policies are in place, whether it's on the Medicare supplement side or we're helping out on the life insurance side. Both are critical to a lot of families. So we're kidding, but we're not kidding about the seriousness of what we're doing.
We're having fun, making money, and making a difference.
That's right.
What we're doing.
So coming back to more how we do it, we said we've got people looking for protection. We manufacture responses. One of the things we have is we have a mail house or several mail houses that send out letters to people.
Here, I'll open that up.
You open that up. Okay. And these letters coming into people that got a recent mortgage or that we think are in age 50 plus that might be thinking about what we call final expense protection, the need to cover their funeral costs. People are then open up the letter.
And then they read it, which is weird.
Some of them do.
Well, some of them throw it in the trash. Let's get real. But some of them read it. And what they read is this. This one says, Dear John, public records indicate that you have a mortgage with X Bank. As a recent new homeowner, you may qualify to purchase our mortgage life and disability coverage with no physical exam. This non-medical privilege terminates in 18 months after the close of escrow. By acting now, you can still take advantage of your new homeowner status and lock in special low rates for your entire mortgage without an exam. It talks about life insurance, and it talks about it's going to cost you something.
That's right. And people are responding. And so we've got, when they respond, they're giving us a lot of personal information. Their date of birth, their gender, their height, their weight, their tobacco use, their home phone, their cell phone, and the signature saying, hey, yeah, please call me. I have an interest in what you're doing. So direct mail is one of our mediums that works. We're also with the technology that's out there, with social media, we have another source of advertising that happens on social media that people are responding to. They're sending us responses. We are getting them, and we are calling these people as fast as they respond. We're waiting for their responses to come in, giving them a call and booking appointments. So that's a big part of what we do. Now, having this system is what gives us the demand and gives us a certainty to say, hey, yes, we've got a way to get out there and be in business every day. You're thinking, okay, so what's it like? So when we're booking an appointment, how are we dealing with this, with what's going on now? Well, the first thing is there's some places where there isn't a shutdown order. So we're able to go out and meet people. And even if there is a shutdown order, the governors have said we are essential workers and they need us to go out there and do our jobs. And so they need us to meet people in a sanitary way that we're out there helping connect them, helping them get what they need and want. Now, if a client is absolutely afraid of us coming in, well, our secondary way of doing an appointment is what we call a proximity appointment. We're saying, for your benefit, Sue, we're not going to go into your house. We're not going to breathe on you. We're not going to come anywhere close to you, but we are going to make sure that you can see our credentials through a window. We're going to make sure we can see your driver's license through a window. And then we're going to sit down in our car or on a stool outside your house, and we'll talk to you on the phone and talk you through stuff. And if there's a document that needs to be signed, we'll lay it on your door. You can pick it up and sign it, and then we can have it. But by us seeing that you're still alive and that you're not on a ventilator, we can get you some better rates and better programs, and you'll see us and know that we're real. Okay? So that's one of the things that we're doing. If we can't actually meet face-to-face in their home, we don't want them to feel uncomfortable. Here's the next thing we're doing. We're doing some telesale appointments. So if a person's like, no, don't come over. The boogeyman's been here, and I don't need to be there either.
Or if you're immune compromised, certainly you can do telesales or videos, kind of like what we're doing here, where you get together with the client on a video session.
That's right. We have some agents who maybe their immunization system is compromised and they don't need to be near anybody, but they still want to work. Maybe they're completely shut down and just they know they can't leave, and that's okay too. And we can use your help. And so in doing that, by us needing your help, here's the next big thing I can tell you is that we can do stuff like telesales. And so the essence of our appointment, we have a guide. Now, if you're doing business face-to-face, we literally set this up on a table, or if you're sitting there in front of someone's door and doing this through a door, we might still use this because it's got some things that help us build credibility with the client. But it walks us through, it acts as a guide to keep us on track. And if you're having to do a telesale, well, you can put it in front of yourself so you kind of follow on a path of the platform of the appointment. Or if you're doing the big things for me that really fired me up about the program is that we have a promotion guide, and it's in writing, and it's there for you to know where you're at and how to move up. And the fact that it's in writing it's a beautiful thing, so that if you're wondering, what do I got to do for my next promotion? Well, there's no questioning. It's not based on who your mama was or which president you voted for or didn't vote for or who your favorite basketball team is. We don't care.
It's not even how long you've been with the company.
Yeah, you can move all the way up to the agency manager level in your second month if you've met the requirements for agency manager within your first 2 months.
It's based on what you do.
It's exactly right. So everybody's got the ability to be promoted quickly. The answer is, on average, you're going to earn about $300 or $400 or $500 every time you help a family out. Now, if it's a bigger deal, you get paid more. If it's a smaller deal, you get paid less. And we have a grid that actually shows you exactly how every commission is calculated. You can get a copy of this for $300, $400, $500 per family. As you get earning higher commission levels, that dollar amount goes up. And we have some bigger deals like these things called annuities, where we're protecting people's retirement money, where when you're helping people protect their money, you might get paid $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a deal for helping, giving somebody some peace of mind on a bigger account. Now, here's another big thing about compensation. Everything we've talked about has been the first time you get paid. Mm-hmm. Here's one thing that fires me up.
I like to get paid more than once.
That's right. If you're like me or my wife and you're ambitiously lazy, you're going to like this program.
Are you calling me ambitiously lazy?
I'm calling you ambitious. I'll take credit for this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, but if that resonates with you, I like to get paid more than once when I do something, if it's at all possible. And with a lot of our products, we have this thing called renewals. So as a client continues to keep their policy after the first year, the insurance companies continue to pay a little bit every month. They make a premium payment. So if you like the concept of passive income and you're building a blended business, you can build a very strong passive income just through your renewals. You're going to be on a run rate where you're earning $100,000 a year. And as you choose to step up to 25 or 30 appointments a week, and your commission levels grow and your renewals grow, that's how we see agents starting to hit the $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year level based solely on their personal production. Mm-hmm. Now, some people want to build a sales team and build this thing called overrides. That was certainly big for us, big for her. We like having more passive income. If you've got the patience and the work ethic to train and support somebody else and guide them and coach them and be their friend as they're learning this program, the rewards are pretty good for that too.
And there's a community or a team to help you do that, so you don't have to know everything out of the gate. We will teach you and teach somebody you bring on right now.
Yes.
So that guy is that person you hire is yours. We'll just help coach and train him. Kind of like when Alex and I got started, we were both not licensed, and at the same time we took our tests on the same day. But Alex was creating an override on business that I wrote, and he's been continuing to do that for the last 20 years based on what I've done and also what our organization has done. And that's continuing to happen. That's the override income Mike's talking about. So I just want to be clear that you don't have to know everything right away. You can start that now because we're looking for more people. Let's get to some of our guests. We have some guests here. We have some newer people that are just getting started with us, and then we have people that have been with us for a little bit longer. So you want to start with Dion?
Yeah, Dion, if you don't mind, Dion, can you go ahead and open up your video and unmute your microphone? Let's let people know a little bit about who you are.
I was a school teacher last year, and I taught again this year, and then with this whole coronavirus thing, they got me shut down, so we're pretty much done with that now.
Okay. And so you got your license like kind of before we knew about this coronavirus. How long have you had your license?
I think it's been over a month now.
Okay, and when did you start getting out there helping families?
Last week is when I got out at it.
Okay, so talk about how many families did you sit, how many appointments did you book, how many families did you sat down with? Oh,
he's got to get his
my paper over on the couch.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you had a food delivery coming in.
I wish.
Amazon.
I had 17 appointments since last week, and I sat down with 12 of them, and I helped 7 of them.
Nice job. Brand new, just getting started.
Yeah.
Now, how nervous were you when you went on that first appointment, Dion?
I think you know. I called you. I was freaking out.
I don't need to know. I need everybody else that's listening to know.
I was kind of freaking out. It was a new experience. It wasn't something that I've ever done before, and it was awesome then after it was over, but it was pretty scary.
How are you feeling now that you've been out a week?
I'm feeling empowered. I feel like I can do anything.
You know, we measure premium. Do you know about how much premium you wrote from those 7 families you helped?
$4,800.
$4,800 in premium.
Nice job.
That's not bad. So for someone that's getting started, hey, that means deposit their bank account. They might be seeing like, I'll say about $2,000 or close to it, plus or minus a little bit for somebody getting started as that business is getting issued. So nice job. Good job, buddy.
Hey, Dion, quick question. So you were not in the insurance business before the Alliance, right?
No,
didn't have
nothing
a license?
to do with it. Nope.
In terms of running your appointments and getting help while you're sitting with those families, did you feel like you had help? Did you have people helping you along, or were you out there on your own? Tell us a little bit about the help that you got.
That's something that scared me, is being on my own. And when I did the first 3, with being able to call Mike and ask him anything and not feel bad about it and not feel like I'm wasting his time, it made me feel like, that's why I feel empowered, like I can do anything, because anytime I had a question, I just call him up probably 20 times.
There you go.
I think you were in one appointment yesterday. I think I counted. I told somebody, I think you called me 10 times from one appointment yesterday.
Hey, Dion, keep that up for everybody out there. I just want you to know that you are not out there on your own. You do have help.
So Megan, tell everybody, where do you live and a little bit about what you were doing before you found us.
Okay, I live in Crawfordsville, Indiana, so small town. I was a waitress and bartender for 13 years. I had bought a house, and I was actually a lead. So I'm glad when you were talking about the leads and stuff, I was sitting here thinking, I am a lead. I bought a house. I filled out the mortgage protection lead to make sure my son would be taken care of when I was to pass away. And I had a woman come over and help me out, and she offered me a job. So that's kind of how I got started.
All right. And so when you first got started, was you more full-time or more part-time in your first year?
Part-time.
Part-time. And so talk about what you saw as a restaurant worker at that point, or server and bartender. What did you do part-time, like from an income perspective, as a side hustle with us?
So I started out just on my days off. So I was off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at first. And so I would just make a couple appointments, maybe like 1 or 2 appointments Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. And so that's all I did. And I was able to save $20,000 in my bank account just by doing that.
How many months did it take you to do that?
In a year, I saved $20,000.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I made more, but I saved that.
So then what happened? You saved that money up, and what was the epiphany, or as some people say, the aha moment that you had?
I'm thinking, I am working way more at Applebee's, and I am making way more doing this. Why am I spending that much time away from my son and going into work every day at a waitress and bartending job when I could have this? So it's changed our lives. So I went from making $30,000 as a waitress and bartender for a year to making $100,000 with the Alliance. So
Good job.
you want me to
All right,
tell them how much I got? You want me to tell them how much I got? Okay, so I've saved $55,000. Going on vacations, we took 4 vacations.
That's awesome. Awesome.
All right. So talk a little bit about how you've done business and share the numbers for this last week, Megan.
So my son's not in preschool anymore, so I was able to do more things. Like when he was in preschool, I was running one appointment every day while he was in preschool. And because I've been doing telesales and I've been calling my prior clients, so far this week, I've sold 16 policies. I was just thinking just the other day, and I put it on band, that if I would have never had this opportunity, I would be in tears right now because I would not have a job. Waitress, bartending job. I just talked to somebody earlier today working at Applebee's. I'm like, what are you doing right now? Because they don't have jobs. They have kids and they don't have jobs. So I feel really fortunate and blessed that I can still pay my bills. I can still save money, and I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's big. That's massive. Appreciate your gratitude. Hey, keep it up, Megan. And we're hoping if you're here checking this out, you've got questions, book a follow-up time. Like as you're getting done, text her, hey, how do I get my question answered? How do I get started? How do I get a license? If you got questions, get those answered.
Get back with the person that invited you on this call. Ask more questions. And I mean, we've got families to help, so we need some help out there. And just think about the possibilities. Think about what you can do. We are an essential business, and we are authorized and deputized to go help families with life insurance. So go get yours. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.